Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the Rock Legacy from Chile. My name is Manuel. How are you?
Hey, Manuel, thank you for having me. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Well, my first question is, what do you know about the Chilean metal audience? Taking into account that Iron Maiden last visit, the reaction of the Chilean public went viral on many social media
All right.
in Europe.
Oh, wow. Well, that I didn't know. To be honest, we have never played in Chile. I know the reputation of the Chilean people and the public in the rock shows. So I'm really looking forward to that and see how that will be. And I think it will be a once in a lifetime experience. Hopefully not once in a lifetime, but for us, the first time it will be. So really looking forward to that.
I have to tell you the last year in June, I was able to see Textures live at the Rock Imperium Festival in Spain.
Ah, really?
And in addition to being impressed by the staging, I got this thanks to Remco.
Hey, cool.
What expectation do you have for your presentation at the CL Prog? Is there anything special you are preparing for the Chilean public?
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to, well, first play, of course, there. Well, you have the set list from last year. We're still looking out like what we're going to play in Chile because it's the first time, and we would love to, well, invent ourselves, not really invent ourselves, but just bring something different to the public. I can't really say what we're going to play yet because, to be fair, we're recording a new album right now. So
Nice, nice.
so that is our main priority at the moment, and that's why we haven't really discussed on which songs we're going to do.
Mhm.
But it will be special because it will be the first time in Chile, and yeah, so we'll bring the energy which you have seen in Spain and bring that to Chile.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uh, Considering that it's been less than a year since you returned to the stage with Textures, um, are you currently working on a new album? Yes?
Well, I just actually answered your question right now. We've been writing in the last year on new material, and we're actually in the studio right now recording the new album. And yeah, it will be finalized around like the end of February, I think. And the expectation will be that we'll be releasing the album around fall. I don't have an actual date, but we're working on that right now. And so yeah, people can expect a new album in the fall.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is the creative process like within the band? Who usually comes up with the initial ideas, or how do you develop them together?
Yeah, normally in the past we did that fluently, but no, and in these situations,
Uh-huh.
it started out with Bart and Steph and Uri, which were the well the three who were intensively working together to making the songs work, and we're working on that beside that, like Remco and Joe are also in the process. Me as a vocalist, of course, I'm bringing some of the stuff to the table, but also on this record we have ideas from Uri or from Steph also, which are bringing ideas which they have and implement that. And that's if I have the idea that it can be a great line, then of course I will implement that. And so that means this is indeed a record which we have written all together, including the vocals, including the drums, all every aspect of the way. So yeah.
Okay. How do you see Texture's sounds evolving over the years? Where do you think the band will go in the future?
Well, I don't really know which way we'll be going into the future.
In the
because
stage?
it's always we always write what we feel like at that time. So now this time it will be also a little bit different than you've expected in the past, which you are probably you'll hear stuff in our songs this album which you are not used to, which is for us very exciting to present to the public. But it is all in all, it is textures. We always have like a thin red line in between our records, which you can hear. It is definitely textures, but still we keep on evolving as we did in the past. Um, and we just write what we feel like and how we think the future will continue and play. How we what our initial ideas and our feelings are. So what it will be for the future, we just don't know because it's always new and exciting and try to experiment and put our thoughts and feelings into the songs. But I know that this record will be also different, but it will be,
No.
I think people will love it.
Nice, perfect. Now I would like to ask you some more personal question. Personal
Mhm.
question. How did you develop your vocal technique to encompass the different registers you use in textures well? Music.
You mean how I use my vocal techniques into the band, or?
Yes, yes.
Um, well, yeah, it depends. Like, my personal feeling of when I implement it into the band, it is all in how I feel the music, in which direction the music goes. That is what where I tend my vocals to lead. So it's not really I think about technique. It's more what does a song feel like, and
Mhm,
what kind of vocal style can I implement in that? Of course, I know I'm very versatile with my voice, and so I can do high screams or just clean tones or whatever I want to. But it is all about feel and what does my voice do justice to the song in general,
mhm,
and that's what I try to yeah record or write or think like, yeah. And of course sometimes it doesn't what I think or what I feel, maybe it's something the other guys don't feel, and they say like, yeah, maybe because we feel a little bit more different, and so can you try to do something different? We'll try to do something different. So it's not like my what I say is the law in vocal wise, because I also listen to my fellow bandmates, and but all in all, I try to let the feeling of the song be leading. That's what I do, and give my voice, let the song grow in within my voice.
okay. I try to ask this question to all the musicians I interview.
Hmm.
I am a psychologist and by profession. Um, how do you balance your life as a musician with your personal life?
Huh, that's a good one. Well, the thing is, like, because I'm not I think most of us are not really, our main job isn't the band.
Mhm,
Um, the band is very important to us, and maybe in the past it had way more part of our lives in our lives than it is now, because in the 7 years we were separated.
mhm,
That also meant we walked different paths and we did something else besides music. And now we have to implement that way back into our lives again,
mhm,
which means that you have to find a different balance than it did before as a musician. Um, as I said, like, well, with this kind of music, you can't really earn your bread that good as like if you're in a massive pop band or a rock band, or you have to tour like for ages to have a decent salary.
Mhm.
We don't want to do that because we still want to have fun making music. It is the main reason why we do this. And I think it's important to still experience the fun into the music and making music, writing it, touring without having the need to extensively tour to gain more cash to live. Um, but that means also sometimes you have to juggle around. Like sometimes you have to find a way to make it work. That's just the truth. And that's not a bad thing, but sometimes you really need to prioritize your life, and it also has also some straining on your personal life because it takes time. You are away with the band. You have to write, you have to rehearse, and that means you need to just divide your time as best as possible, but still as long as you can manage and you won't get into any trouble. It's just great. And the feeling, of course, making the music, playing for the fans, that is for us very important, and it is fantastic, and it gives you so much for all the time you have to put into it. So as long as I said, as the balance is there, it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, okay. I have a more original question for you.
Mhm.
So here you can occupy your imagination.
Right.
If you could collaborate with any musicians, living or dead, or a band, who will it be and why?
Well, I think if I would have the possibility to do some collaborations, then I would love to do some with Jeff Buckley.
Uh-huh.
That would be perfect. Chris Cornell was one of my all-time
Oh,
favorites. If he would be alive, I would love to have some with a collaboration, um, and also some other bands. But yeah, for those the ones which I would love to be collaborating with, that would be the two persons in my head in would I who I would love to collaborate with.
perfect, perfect. Good answers. Um, in my life, I have always surrounded myself with fantasy and comics.
All right.
I hope you enjoyed this question and occupy your
Mhm.
imagination again.
All
Uh,
right.
if you could have any superpower, what will it be and how will you use it on a stage?
On the stage.
On a stage.
Well, if I had to combine that,
Uh-huh.
maybe I would be Spider-Man. I think you can just throw your webs
Yeah.
everywhere and go from one side of the stage to the other side and go into the public and stand at all the way on the back, not using any cables. That would be perfect. Or you could be like the Green Goblin flying over over the crowds. That would be also amazing. I don't know more. Yeah, so many of the superpowers would be great. But I think those are the two uh, on stage would on which I think would be the most fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
um,
Never had to look underwater.
well, let's talk about the progressive metal scene again. How do you see the current progressive metal scene? What bands inspire you or stand out currently?
What bands did inspire me as a person or with the band? You mean?
A band?
Well, the band for the band, I think one of the bands which influenced the band was always Meshuggah.
Uh-huh.
That's one band which was progressively the bands which stood out in the beginning. Of course, Cynic, because the name Textures is
Oh, okay.
one of Cynic's songs. Yeah, so those are especially in the past, not anymore. If
Mhm.
I have to think about what bands do still influence us now, is I think it's maybe Carnival is one of the bands
Oh, Carnival.
current, which is one of our favorite bands. Yeah, people we play with, Pain of Salvation is a great band. We love to see them. But I think other bands, Porcupine Tree is a band which
Of
we
course.
like. Yeah. So those are the bands well, I won't say for everybody who we look up to, but for me, I think those are the bands which we gain a lot of influence out or be inspired by for the way they use their music. And there's so many bands out there nowadays who are fantastic and great. Because I already know I'm forgetting about a lot of bands right now. Um, for me, one of my favorite bands now is more of a project actually, but it's the Deer Hunter. I
Mhm.
love that. I love that project. It's a band, but they're old. Well, the albums that he/they put out just fantastic. I love those kind of bands, which bring so much atmosphere and brings actually gives you a way that you step into an album really as a world that you step into when you start listening to it. It's like complete, yeah, a complete world he's describing, painting with his music, and I love that. If you just, yeah, it's so much creativity which he uses, and I love that.
Nice. Do you have other artistic interests beside music? The
Artistic.
painting?
Well, I don't really paint. I love to draw sometimes, but I'm not really into that. But not much. Um, but artistically, yeah, yeah, I'm more into really into music and use my head about that. I like writing songs
Mhm.
or writing lyrics. But I have to be honest, as a guy who also works a lot, my creativity is also going into healthcare because I work in healthcare.
Mhm.
And I have to have you have to have a good imagination and creativity to use that into that kind of field of work. So I love to brain about that as well and think about the welfare of the people I work for. And so that's also one thing. And I'd love to work in the house and decorate in-house as well. My own house. I just decorated and redone my old house, which I'm sitting in right now. And I've been working on that for 1.5 years, and I love to do that as well. Yeah.
Taking into account that it will be your first time in Chile,
Mhm.
what message would you like to give to the fans who will attend CL Prog?
Well, I would like to say that I'm really looking forward to play in front of this massive crowd and as I said, we have never played there. I know the people are very enthusiastic. We know they are very wild in places, and we know they're loud, and that's
Yes.
what we love. And we're really looking forward to experience that. And we're really anxious to play for all of these people and see their enthusiasm. Hopefully, coming back as we play. And yeah, we really can't wait.
Chilean people are extremely loud um, with Spain. with Spain.
It was it was all right, you mean? Yeah. And normally we have really good shows in Spain, and this time it was also very nice.
Yes.
But I think if that's like 10 times Spain, then okay, we know what to expect.
You love Chile.
Cool. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you very much for your time and goodbyes, Daniel.
Well, thank
As
you
if
so
to
much for having
finish,
me.
could you leave a message to the followers of Rock Legacy?
Yeah, I would love to say just keep on listening to this fantastic forum and podcast or whatever, videos,
Website.
website, sorry. And just keep on following progressive metal music, whatever music metal where you like, keep tuning in, and I think this is a perfect way to discover new music.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
No
Thanks
problem.
for
And thank
your
you so much
time.
for having me.
See you in the CL Pro.
Yeah, 2 months, 2 months and one day.
Yes.